Hey guys, welcome back to CLOWNFISH TV. This is Kneon. We're going to talk about Dragon Ball Super Broly, the movie. It's on Funimation. It was on Funimation. Now it's not on Funimation. Nobody seems to know what's going on. I am a few days late to this. We've been very busy over the past couple of days, so I do apologize for that. But this is a very interesting situation. Where did Broly go? What's going on? The commenters are not happy. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about people having concerns about somebody joining Viz. We've been talking about Viz lately because Simon & Schuster looks like they're getting ready for a big sell-off. That CBS is going to unload Simon & Schuster, which handles the publishing duties and distribution duties for Viz. And they just hired somebody who is 100% on board with alterations being made to anime, right? They like to make changes to localize things for Western audiences, probably modern sensibilities, current year sensibilities. This is a big issue, a big talking point now in anime and manga. People are concerned that here comes the West to tell Japan how to make its content, what they can say, what they can't say, what they can show, what they can't show. And when you have people come into a company that is, the largest producer of graphic novels of manga in the US, and they've proudly said that they like and agree with changes to translations to suit Western audiences, people are going to have concerns. They're going to have concerns. So before we get into that, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We are over 100,000 subs. Thank you guys. It's been one hell of a ride. We want to keep bringing you, our opinionated hot takes on pop culture. That includes anime, that includes movies, includes video games, includes comic books, whatever we want to talk about that day. Now this is, a couple days old. Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, currently unavailable on Funimation. Found the story on One Angry Gamer, and I went out to check for myself, and yeah, it looks like it's not there, right? I can't play the movie. It's not there. And people said in the comments that it was there on Edge, if you used Edge, and here we have it pulled up on Microsoft Edge, and there is no Broly. So let's talk a little bit about this. We'll look at these comments, and we'll try to understand what's going on. Is it because of a certain person voicing a character in the movie? I don't know. I don't know if it's a conspiracy or just an oversight. Who knows? So here we go. One Angry Gamer. When paying subscribers and digital purchasers recently went to watch Dragon Ball Super Broly on Funimation's website, they were greeted with a rather unfortunate message that the video was unavailable. The site is still functional. Dragon Ball content still available. For some reason, just Dragon Ball Super Broly is not available. There's somebody doing a voice in that movie that maybe some people, don't really like. I don't know if that's what's going on. If you type in Funimation Dragon Ball Super Broly in the search engine, Google's first link will take you to the Super page. You can watch the animated series and not the movie. In a video by YouTuber Hero Hey, a friend of ours, some of the comments he read from the page mentioned the same thing, that they are redirected to the animated series rather than the theatrical movie. However, further down the search query, you'll find a link to Funimation's actual page for Dragon Ball Super Broly. If you click on the page, it takes you to a digital version of the movie. You'll see this. Sorry, it's not available. I checked for myself. Sorry, the video is not available. Broly is in another castle. Some of the comments state that it's a Chrome issue. Nope. The movie works fine on Edge. I checked on Edge, doesn't work. It's not just Chrome. Firefox and Edge, where the film is unavailable. It's gone, people, it's gone. This isn't just an issue people are complaining about in Funimation's comment section either on Twitter. Other people on Twitter have reported encountering the same problem at least since March 7th. Why can't I access my digital version of Dragon Ball Super Broly? Funimation, what's up? There's no announcement or notice by Funimation as to why the movie has been available, but if it keeps up and enough people complain, I imagine they'll eventually reveal the reasons why. Eventually, maybe, possibly. While there's no proof, the fact that this is a popular movie starring that guy, Vic Mignogna, could be part of the reason. In fact, Xseed Games recently had Mignogna removed from the re-release of Rune Factory 4 Special for the Switch. I did not know that. And before that, Funimation did remove Mignogna's featurette from the Dragon Ball Super Broly Blu-ray release. Again, there's no proof that Mignogna is the reason it's down, but I wouldn't put it past Funimation if they would have the movie redubbed and re-uploaded without Mignogna's voice being present. That's all speculation. You know, that might happen. I'm going to be honest. I mean, he's in a legal battle with them right now. That might happen. They might just sort of, you know, remove him from the movie. It is a very, very popular movie. It did very well at the box office. And of course, you know, all of the stuff hit the fan after the movie came out, after the movie made bank. And Johnny Young Bosch is apparently taking over for Vic Mignogna as a voice of Broly. So does that mean that they're going to redub the movie with Johnny Young Bosch and then re-upload it without Vic? So it's Vic free. They've scrubbed Vic from a movie. You know, that's possible. And again, we know it's possible. We've seen stuff like this happen before. Vic's already been scrubbed from other projects, other companies, and you know they're currently in a legal battle with them. You know, there's this lawsuit. Why would they keep him in the movie? You know, I don't know if they're legally allowed to, but who knows? Who knows? You know, who knows what's going on here? Let's read some of these comments. Stop your whining, people. Stop whining. I'm more than happy to support Funimation because they're an amazing company and deserve more recognition. How can you not know who Funimation is? They basically own the anime industry at this point. Funimation pretty much, I mean, between Funimation and Crunchyroll, they pretty much own anime. They need more recognition. I think everybody knows who they are. You know, remember when there used to be a lot of other places that dubbed anime and they all kind of went out and Funimation scooped up all the licenses? Yeah, I think everybody knows who they are. I don't mind the slightest to come watch the movie here. I have the Blu-ray, and it came with digital code for the movie, which thrills me. I'm not sure why everyone is complaining about it. It's a luxury that we're even given a digital copy without purchasing a physical copy. So quit your whining. Funimation is incredible. End of story. This is fun. Presents for the peasants. The court has taxed out of their property. Tired of losing your rights to the kingdom? Own property but are tired of being told you can't use it? Want a way to rebel? Scurry away from the Rat King hive and find what you want on the high seas of adventure, friendship, and looting and shooting. Welcome to pirating. Link to a free version of the movie can be downloaded if you desire. I'm not advocating for this, but if you go out there and you happen to come across this link on your own, feel free to use it. Hey, it's our girl Raftalia. Fisto and Raftalia, there are two patron saints over here. We've got Fisto for Fistivus and Raftalia because Raftalia reminds me of Geeky Sparkles. Hey guys, do I have your attention? Turns out Google Chrome can't play the movie, but if you have Windows 10, go watch it on Microsoft Edge. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Since my premium doesn't cover the biggest movie on your site, I guess it's to the torrent sites I go. I'm also going to burn a copy for every friend I have and give it to them along with an apology card signed Funny. You're welcome. Look, guys, this is another reason to keep physical media. Keep physical media, because if they de-Vic Broly, which I think they might do, I really do think that that's what's going on. There's no proof of that. But it would make sense for them, given the issues that they're going through right now in the courts. If they de-Vic Dragon Ball Super Broly, then if you've got the Blu-ray, you've got the Vic version of it. So, you know, I'm just saying, maybe it'll be worth more on eBay. Who knows? Who knows? Reading some of the comments with the issues. Leave the movie on pause and return after a few minutes. Now I can't rewatch it, saying it's unavailable. It's gone. Why can't I watch a movie I paid for? Because you're just renting the movie. You're leasing it. When you buy digital, you're not actually buying the movie. You're basically leasing the right to watch it. We had something like this happen with Ultraviolet. I think some of Ultraviolet went out, and we had movies going back, 10 years that we redeemed codes for or whatever. And I don't think all of our movies ported. I'll have to check into that, but I don't think all of our movies ported when Ultraviolet shut down. So you're not really buying the movie. The only way to actually buy the movie and be 100% sure that you've got a copy of the movie forever and ever and ever is to buy physical media. That is it, because this digital thing, I mean, they're changing stuff. We see what they're doing with Star Wars now over on Disney Plus. They're kind of retconning. If everybody goes to digital, they can keep retconning, altering and changing media. And a lot of times not for the better. So we don't know what's going on here. I don't think there's been any statement. I'm checking Funimation's Twitter feed. I don't see any statements on Broly. It just kind of happened. They're not going to make a big deal about it. Could you imagine them making a big deal like, hey guys, given the controversy around the Vic situation, could you imagine them saying, hey guys, we took the movie down for about a month so we could redub it and we could take Vic out of it? Can you imagine how that would go over? That wouldn't go over well. Not at all. So, speaking of changes to anime and manga, this is kind of interesting. I am not really that familiar with this guy, DJ Kirkland. But apparently there are some, anime and manga fans who have concerns about him getting hired at Viz Media. Of course, Viz is currently the largest graphic novel publisher in the North America, I believe. They're part of Simon & Schuster, or they're distributed by Simon & Schuster. CBS is looking to sell it off. I don't think that's going to impact Viz. I think they'll just find another distributor. I really don't think it's going to impact them. But they have a lot of clout. They have a lot of clout right now. They've basically become the new Tokyo Pop. They are what Tokyo Pop used to be back in the day. They're definitely doing very, very well in manga. Now, there's been a lot of controversy about changes being made to anime and manga when it hits the States. And with Hollywood getting more and more involved in Japanese entertainment, Hollywood is bringing its sensibilities with them. Now, I don't think this guy's Hollywood, but he does share, I guess what you would call Hollywood concerns about some of the content coming out of Japan, and people are concerned that he will come into Viz and start changing things. So this is coming from Bounding in the Comics. Black Mage artist DJ Kirkland has achieved a longtime dream, being hired to work for Viz Media, a hiring decision which has some anime and manga fans concerned due to Kirkland's history of supporting video game and anime localizations, which heavily censor or edit the original content. On March 3rd, he announced via Twitter he finally landed a job at Viz, exclaiming that a dream came true today after 5 years of trying to get here. 5 years? I would have given up. I'm going to be honest. I'd be like, they're slamming the door in my face too many times. Too many times. This company obviously does not want me. I finally landed a job at Viz. 5 years. He did not discuss details regarding his position, stating that it was close and personal to manga. The announcement worried some fans who speculated Kirkland's new position could allow him to influence future translations of manga titles. The worries are based on Kirkland's history of supporting and advocating various localizations of Japanese anime and video games which featured heavily edited or censored content. This is coming from 2014. Here's the thing, and I'm going to be completely fair. I'm going to be honest here. If you start digging up people's tweets from 5-10 years ago, everybody is not the same person that they were, 5 or 10 years ago. Like the doctor said, we're different people throughout our lives. And, if you're going to say, hey, somebody that I like said something problematic 5 or 10 years ago, then you have to kind of apply the same rules. I'm just trying to be fair here, because he might not feel the same way, or he might. We're going to go down the list here and see. So this is 2014. The lines were bad. That's where localization liberties needed to come into play. Okay. I don't really care about censorship of the game because it has no bearing on gameplay. So if it's just the Wii US port, I'm chill. So again, he's saying I don't really care about censorship. Some people don't. Some people really don't. I think it's because, look, I grew up watching anime that a lot of people would, even refer to as being butchered, because when it came over to the States, they did make a lot of changes to things because they were trying to make it more palatable for US audiences. I think that's a little bit different than what's going on here, though. I think what's going on here is because we have people who are, clearly have some kind of agenda, and they're trying to make sure that they kind of insert that into anime and manga, which is very, very popular right now. It's a little bit of a different thing. Back then it was to kind of get anime to even be accepted by US audiences. We're going back to Battle of the Planets, Robotech, Speed Racer, even Sailor Moon 15 years ago. Yeah, they were cousins, right? They were cousins. Sure they were. But now it seems like, now that people are used to having, the real deal, it seems like we're kind of going back to censoring anime, not to break into the market. The market's already there, but to kind of sanitize the market. And I think that's where people are having a problem. I think that's where people are having a problem. In a now infamous Twitter rant, okay, so this is more recent. In a now infamous Twitter rant, Kirkland accused anti-censorship advocates who spoke out against such changes of ignoring actual Japanese LGBTQ plus people fighting for equal rights and taking homophobia and transphobia to task in their content. Imagine being so much of a weeb that you can't see past your own rose-colored glasses and think Japan is some sort of anime amusement park that you ignore actual Japanese LGBTQ plus people fighting for equal rights and taking homophobia and transphobia to task in their content. Not being homophobic, transphobic, or misogynistic is not some Western SJW thing, double W thing that just popped up out of nowhere. You truly hate to see it. Regardless of that, with the US being one of the biggest markets for anime and manga, there is going to be a conversation between stakeholders in Japan and here when it comes to creating content that appeals to more Western audiences. The anime industry is a business. It is, and I want to come back to that. Also, some of y'all, this is y'all's the catch-all when you're being lectured on Twitter. I've noticed this, by the way. This is everybody's y'all when we want to lump a group of people together and be y'all are bad. Y'all are bad. Also, some of y'all don't know the difference between translations and localizations, and it shows. Google's right there. The mental gymnastics some of y'all exhibit on Twitter for the whole world to see is truly embarrassing for you. But then back in 2016, he said if he were able to work in localization for anime, I'd do my damnedest to be extremely faithful. Well, he's got the chance, maybe. So here's the thing. Anime is a business. What's happening though, and back to some of the comments on the Dragon Ball Broly webpage, is people are if they don't like the localization, they're not going to buy the localization. Look, at the end of it, yeah, Funimation co-produces some productions, same with Crunchyroll, but a lot of this stuff is not theirs. They just translate it, they dub it. And if people don't like the dub, as long as you're able to read, you can watch a sub version of it. You can watch a sub version of the anime. And people can get it from other places besides Funimation, and that's what's going on here. And I think what we're going to see, unfortunately, as the fandom rejects a lot of the changes made to anime and manga, just arbitrary changes, they're going to go find the real deal and they're not going to pay for it. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's what's going to happen. And we're seeing a lot more censorship. Censorship is coming up almost every week now when it comes to anime and manga. We said before, we've been saying since Goblin Slayer, since Shield Hero, that we're going to see Hollywood pushing its values onto Japanese entertainment as they have a bigger stake in producing the content. You don't have to buy it. Funimation, if they're not doing it for you, if you really feel that their localizations are subpar, don't buy the localizations. Watch the sub version of the anime. And I think this is going to backfire. I think they're like, well, it's a business. We're trying to make it appeal to everybody. But it's actually having the opposite effect, where most of the stories I'm reading about anime and manga these days, the big stories, center around censorship. And a lot of, people watch anime because they got tired of, the lukewarm entertainment or the far left entertainment that Hollywood and New York have been giving us lately, especially in the last 5 or 6 years. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Again, I don't know this guy. I don't know Kirkland. I'm just looking at this situation and I'm like, why are you surprised? Why is anybody surprised? Because we've seen this happen. We've seen a lot of people come into, gaming and anime lately, comic books especially, where, they're basically like, we're going to make changes and you're going to deal with it. The market is going to decide whether or not it's going to be successful. Again, look at comics. We had people come into comics with an agenda, tried to use the platform to push an agenda, and the sales are terrible. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Definitely, it seems like people are moving on to anime and manga now. I think the comic book industry has basically been gutted. That's why a lot of people aren't talking about comics anymore, because it's already dead. It's a dead husk of what it used to be. And now everyone's moving on to manga and anime, and it's going to attract people who want to use the platform. I'm not saying Kirkland does. I want to be clear. I don't know him. I don't know if these tweets were taken out of context, but it is absolutely going to be very attractive to people who want a platform, who want a pulpit to preach from. So there we go, guys. We'll keep an eye on this. We'll see what's going on. Have no idea, but it would not surprise me at all if Broly magically reappeared one day with Johnny Yong Bosch as the voice, not Vic Mignogna. Who knows? We're going to wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.